And welcome to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm Cans on Dave. What's up, buddy?
Cans on Dave.
Yeah, I got the headphones on because I need to hear everything. I just want to. And plus, I want to look
take
cool.
it all
looks
in.
cool.
You think you look cool with it? Okay.
Looks cool.
All right, but here we are, SB Fantasy Football Podcast, and we're talking quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now this is a 2-part series. We're doing this in 2 parts because we like with the podcast, the actual podcast, keeping them short. Right. And that's kind of our goal is to keep these short. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking the top 20 quarterbacks. This is part 1. We're talking quarterbacks 20 through 11.
CFL, right?
Yes, definitely the CFL because
USFL?
that's the only league I know about is the CFL.
All I want to do is talk about the XFL. That's all I want to talk about.
They lost like $6 million last year. Last year, their inaugural season.
They'll be all right. Rough Riders champions. They're going to repeat.
Let's go. Arlington.
Yeah. Shout out.
But no, unfortunately, we're talking NFL quarterbacks. Fantasy-wise, we're going to go B to T. We're going to start at the bottom, work our way to the top. So let's get into it. Quarterback number 20.
Oh, I went all the way down to 25.
Okay, well, we only did top 20. So
oh, dang.
I don't care about 25 through 20 for you.
I would have put these other guys in the higher position. All right, number 20.
Number 20.
Anthony Richardson.
So you got a rookie.
I was going to move him out of the top 20, but I was like, you know what? The other guys I have below him, F those guys.
He hasn't even been declared QB1 yet.
Yeah, I don't care.
Not like Bryce Young.
Yeah, no.
QB1.
I don't even have him. No, I don't even have him on the list.
All right.
And seriously, like 20 an alternate. Like if you want to go with a rookie, and this is because I mean, really, unless you're in a 10 league team and you get like a super flex, like QB flex where you have 2 of them, you're not going to be this deep.
I got no. I'll just spoil alert. There's no rookies in my top 20.
The only other person I would put here, I think, with the upside, since he's got so many weapons, give me a little Baker Mayfield.
Okay. I've left Baker off my list because he's just looked awful in OTA so far.
Yeah.
He's just looked bad.
Yeah, I got him at 23.
At number 20, I got Stafford.
Okay.
He's coming back. He's supposed to be fully healthy. Now, I consider this more of a floor type situation for him at 20.
You think so?
He could definitely be higher. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that offensive line has improved any. You're getting Cooper Kupp back, Van Jefferson, and then Higbee. You don't have a lot of receiving options there.
Right.
Maybe a little bit of Cam Akers, but it's more of a respect thing for Stafford.
Yeah,
right?
and I'll tell you this, I had him at 21.
Okay.
So he was real close. I had him, I was like, I didn't want, and I did want to put him behind the rookie just for a point, make a point.
To take a dig at me, even though he's not the Lions quarterback
he's
anymore.
Not the Lions quarterback. It's not a dig at you. It's not a shout at you or anything like that.
I still respect him a lot and hold him in high regard.
Okay, there you go.
At number 19, I got Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Now, he might not be starter week 1. I am starting to hear some things that he will be ready for week 1. George Kittle came out and said he will be ready week 1. I mean, you got CMC, you got Debo, you got Brandon Ayuk, Kittle. He's got a ton of weapons. He looked good at the end of last year when he came in, right? Mm-hmm. I would expect more out of him this year with a full. Now he's not being able to participate fully in off-season stuff, but going in, having that experience and things like that, I think Shanahan will have more trust in him now.
Okay.
And look for him to have a pretty decent season.
Okay. And is this your floor for him? Like if he comes out and he is the starter,
he could definitely come out higher. But I think the big thing with
I'm saying if he's healthy and he starts week 1, does he move up your rankings? Like to 12 or 15?
I don't know that he moves up that high because at the end of the day, San Francisco's still a run-first team.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? Yeah. And this is a team that's heavily relies on running the ball, trick plays, gadget plays, things like that. You know, it's not uncommon for Debo to throw a pass, CMC to throw a pass.
Yeah. And it'll probably go to Brock Purdy.
It could.
Yeah.
But, that's kind of where I got the kid at right now.
All right, I'm rocking Derek Carr.
Okay.
And I put him in the top 20. Just he's going to the Saints. He's going to look real good. Got a lot of weapons out there. I mean, if they stay healthy, right?
Got a lot. Okay. All right.
He's got some weapons out there.
Okay. So I have him at 18.
Okay. So then I got Purdy at 18.
Okay.
So you know what I mean?
So we kind of flip flop. Now with Derek Carr, he had 3,500 yards last year, minus the last 4 games, I think it was, before he was sent home. They're like, we don't need you anymore. Your services are no longer required.
It was such a weird departure.
24 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. You've got Kamara there, Olave, maybe Michael Thomas. I don't know. I mean, outside of those guys, you don't have a ton of weapons there.
And that's not a shot at Derek Carr. When I was talking about earlier, like he'd go into the Saints and he didn't have weapons. He had plenty of weapons in L.A. or Vegas.
There.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Jacobson, Devontae Adams. I mean,
Okay. I mean,
Darren Waller.
We'll talk about Jacobs later. That's not for today's episode.
All right,
but he's Derek Carr. He's going to put up some yards and things like that.
Okay.
Touchdowns. They're going to be there. I will go ahead and throw it out there. Dennis Allen is the coach out there, and he used to be a coach over there with the Raiders, and those were some of Derek Carr's worst years. So why not put the two of them back together again?
Yeah, why not? I don't understand.
Yeah, but whatever. Who do you got at number 7? Do you want to talk about Purdy at all, or you good on that?
I think 18 is his floor. I think if he's healthy, 100% healthy, starts week 1, he moves up. In my rankings, probably closer to 15, 14.
Okay.
Around, maybe 15. I keep him in at 15.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, looking at all the other guys that I have in front of him, I'm like, well, we'll wait and see. Second season, he hasn't had a full season yet.
And that's the thing.
But I like how cool, calm, and collected he is, and he's surrounded by superstars.
He's surrounded by a
defense.
ton of talent, a great defense.
Yeah.
He was more of a bus driver type, but that's also the rookie coming in and things like that. Not just the rookie, but third string.
If you're driving the bus, you got to keep it on the road, though.
You do.
Yeah.
But you're not getting a ton of production, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
He had some
I would look for some better production this year.
Right.
At 17, I've got Deshaun Watson.
I didn't even want to put him out. I didn't even want to put him in here, like wherever. But I got him at 16, and I went Aaron Rodgers because I was like, you know what, Aaron Rodgers is going behind Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
Here's the thing. Deshaun Watson is before the whole massage gate, we'll call it, was a really great quarterback, right? With not a ton of talent surrounding him.
Yeah.
You know, we always have Brandon Cooks there and things like that. Will Fuller when he was healthy, things like that. He's got Amari Cooper there who had a great season last year.
He was a top 10 guy.
You had Elijah Moore is there, as well as Donovan Peoples-Jones. You've got, I'm drawing a blank on the tight end out there, Njoku.
Yeah.
And Njoku's never really done much.
Yeah.
But Cleveland went ahead and backed him and gave him that extension and things like that.
Yeah.
Watson didn't look great coming back last year, but he also was out of football for a long time, right?
A little tight and he needed to relax.
He might have needed a massage and he can't find one. I don't know.
I didn't even want to put him on my list because one, I'm not drafting him just out of purpose, I guess, or whatever. Out of whatever. Like I'm not drafting him. Okay. So, anyways.
And who'd you have at 17? You said Rodgers? Aaron. Okay.
Yeah. And I'd really, I just kind of, I don't care. Like, could he be better?
You know who else doesn't care?
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And, you know, he's got weapons. I mean, he just didn't give an S out in Green Bay last year. So I have him on this list where absolutely, if I think Brock Purdy shows up and he's got a fire under him and he's ready to roll, he'll be definitely ahead of Aaron Rodgers. Derek Carr could be ahead of Aaron Rodgers, things like that. I don't care, I think, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. And he doesn't care. Right. I don't care. Nobody cares.
All right. Who you got, 16?
Deshaun.
That's right. You said, yeah.
Handsy Washington.
Anything else you want to say about him?
I ain't drafting him. You know, do it if you want to. You know what I mean? He might be a great DFS pickup one week, but I'm not drafting him in my gangsta league or any of my other leagues that I'm going to be in.
But I mean, for the most part, like if you got someone somewhere like around 16, you're not drafting them, right?
Yeah. Unless you draft backups.
Unless you're a 16-team draft and you're taking the 16th quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? But
some people take 2 QBs. You know, a lot of 10 or 12 teams they'll pick a backup just to have one. But I just go one quarterback, and I'll find somebody the 1 week that my guy's going to be out. That's the risk. That's the risk I take.
All right. 16, I got Geno Smith.
Okay.
Which is pretty low. I mean, he was number 5 quarterback last year. 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
I got him higher than that, but yeah.
366 yards rushing, 1 rushing TD. You still got DK there, Lockett there. They drafted the kid out of Ohio State, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Noah Fant. He's got a ton of weapons and things like that. It's just a matter of,
can he do it again?
I just don't see him doing it again.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, last year was such an anomaly for him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see him doing it again.
Yeah.
Now, could I be completely wrong? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
you can.
I don't think I am.
I got him quite higher, and we'll talk about it later.
All right. 15 for me is Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I got Russ there, and I do believe this is kind of a floor spot for him. He had an awful season last year. 3,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
He looked good towards the end of the year, though.
He's rededicated himself. He's in a lot better shape. You've got Sean Payton there as the head coach now. You have a known commodity at head coach. You've got Jerry Jeudy, Sutton, Greg Dulcich.
Tim Patrick's going to be there too, and they're real tight. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even go near Cortland Sutton this year, but I'm more of a Tim Patrick guy because they have such that good connection.
Right. Greg Dulcich has got to keep an eye on out there, the tight end, who Peyton's identified as his joker, which Kamara, Jimmy Graham, those are some players he's identified as his joker in years past.
Yeah. So. 15, I got Jared Goff. And this is more about his floor than anything, even though he finished top 10 last year, I think. 8. Was it 8? 8. I think he finished 8 and with a ton of weapons around him, but I've got some other people in front of him, and this is just kind of where he landed on my list.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they're going to have another high-powered offense, but I think they are going to run the ball more. Dave Montgomery's there. You know, let's ride, right? I love Dave Montgomery. But,
same here.
You know, with his offensive weapons, and as long as he can keep it up, he can get there, you know, but I think 15's his floor. I think 10's his ceiling this year.
Okay. All right. Who do you got at 14?
That was 15, Jared Goff.
I know.
Okay, 14.
So 14.
Kirk Cousins.
Wow, you got him pretty low.
When I give you the other names, there's already 2 that I did not say that I had anywhere near you, so those people are higher.
Obviously.
But yeah, I got Kirk Cousins at 14. This is his he's done, right? Like this is going to be his last good year. You still have the number 1 receiver in the league, you know, but unfortunately,
far and away too. I think Justin Jefferson is number 1, and it's not even close for number 2.
Yeah. I think they downsized him a little bit by getting rid of Dalvin Cook. Now you got Mattison back there. He's a great fill-in. He's always been a great fill-in, but I don't think he's not Cook, right? And I don't want to be a jerk about it or anything like that. Still have good tight end out there. Your boy Hawkinson's out there, but this is
drafted the kid Jordan Addison.
Yeah,
and who's going to be better than Adam Thielen, right?
That's what they say
at the point, and it's not early Adam Thielen. This is late in his career Adam Thielen, right? Yeah. So Jordan Addison is at this point is better than Adam Thielen is.
We'll see. But yeah, number 14, Kirk Cousins.
All right, number 14, I got Aaron.
Aaron.
That's where I got him. I mean, he's got some weapons there, right? You know, Garrett Wilson, Lazard, Breece Hall. We'll see when Breece Hall comes back. Yeah, I don't expect him to be ready week 1 coming off the ACL. And then how good is he going to be when he first comes back? McCole Hardeman, are they going to get more out of him than they seem to believe they can get more out of him than the Chiefs were able to? Okay, we'll see. Yeah. For me, it's just a matter of I just don't know how interested Rodgers is in playing football.
Yeah, and that's the concern right now.
Yeah. Number 13, I got Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, 3,200 yards last year, 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, 708 yards rushing, 7 TDs. To me, though, this boils down a lot to is Saquon going to play?
Is he going to play? And then are they
going to play?
Pick up some more
what's going to happen? Because I just did my New York Giants fancy outlook, and the big thing is Saquon said he's open to holding out.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play under the franchise tag. He wants a contract. He's not trying to reset the market, all that. But you've got him, and then just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's be honest. If you don't sign Saquon, someone's going to give him a max contract. Someone will be more than willing to have Saquon on their team. Just pay him.
But he ain't going anywhere this year.
But just pay him a little bit of dough. Pay him what he's owed. You know, He did get hurt. He missed a season. I think it was. And he's had some injury issues, but nothing crazy.
And I think you saw a step forward with Danny Dimes last year.
Oh, yeah.
But I think also part of that had to do with the year before you didn't have Saquon, and then you got Saquon back this year. I think that takes a lot of pressure off of him.
Yep.
And who do you got at 13?
I went Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And it is super high.
I've got him at 12. I've actually got him at 12.
Okay, because I was like, you know what? I think he could be higher, and I think you have to always think – I always bring in garbage time with Dak. I know that's not a popular opinion, especially in the Metroplex, but let's be honest. He scores most of his points when he's behind. When he goes against a prevent defense, he's great, man.
He does, but so with him, he played 12 games last year, 2,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Only 182 rush yards. And I think that's the big deal with him. He's at his best when he's able to run and run freely. And since that injury against Atlanta a couple of years ago, he has not been the same quarterback.
It's like in his head, too, I think.
I think it's in his head, but it's also like I think Jerry's up there saying, "Hey, don't run Dak Prescott. Don't run him. That's my quarterback. I need him." Right?
You can spill that Jerry Walker blue everywhere.
But
Jimmy Walker,
I do
Jerry
think
Walker, Jimmy Walker.
I think receiving wise, I think this year will be a step up from last year. CD is going to be CD, right? Yeah. He's going to be a number one receiver. I think you're going to see a lot better year out of Michael Gallup this year. The year after the big injury is always the better year, right? Yeah. You're getting back to yourself that first year back, and then you add Brandon Cooks onto that team. I like Brandon Cooks. Yeah, now he's going to be 30 at some point in time during the season.
Steady hands.
When receivers hit 30, they tend to kind of go a little downhill, but. We'll see.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. Who do you got at 12?
12, we got Russell Wilson.
Okay. All right.
So, and I think this is, like I said, it's almost more the floor. I could have very much put him in the top 10. Some of the other players that I have in the top 10, I could have slid him in because I think his upside this year is so much higher. I think that he's going to have a great year. I said this last year, and I was like, it's going to happen, but they just terrible coaching, terrible coordinator, just the whole, and he didn't look good either.
Sack of potato. Like, he looks so much better this year than he did last year.
Yeah, I'm hoping this year he's even better. But yeah, I believed in Russ last year, I think, or the year before. It was one of the two. And but yeah, no, I think this year, count him in as 12 at his floor.
Okay,
absolutely.
Right. And then that brings us to our last quarterback we're going to talk about in this episode. At number 11, let me get yours first because I got a lot to say about my number 11.
Okay. At number 11, I told you when you said Geno Smith at 16, I was like, I got him higher, and it's Geno Smith at 11.
Okay.
And I think this isn't like a floor or ceiling play. This is a safe play for him. I think that it's not like I'm asking anything crazy. I don't think anything's going to be out of whack. He's got plenty of weapons. Good. The defense is kind of rebuilding a little bit, and I think just right there at 11. So he's on the fringe of being picked if you got a 10-team league, whatever. But, yeah, I had 11. 11's fine.
Okay.
I feel safe there.
And number 11, I have this guy at number 11. I hate putting him at number 11. This is a guy that I'm fading.
Let me go ahead and put this 11 right next to this guy's name.
I'm fading this guy this year. I don't know why I have him at 11. Everyone else has him way higher than this.
Oh, yeah, I know. I already put the number next to the guy's name.
Justin Fields. Yeah. I don't get the hype around him. I don't understand it. They were awful last year. He was awful last year. He had about 3, maybe 4 games where he was great. And outside of that, he was trash. He had 2 games where he threw for 80 yards or less. Now, he had 2,200 yards passing, 1,100 yards rushing. So you're looking at 3,300 yards total. Derek Carr didn't play a full season and had more yards than that passing, right? He had 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He had 8 rushing touchdowns. Now, they have surrounded him with some receivers. You got DJ Moore, you got Mooney, you got Claypool, you got Kmet there at tight end. He's surrounded by a bunch of weapons, but you still don't have a good offensive line there. And he's not good.
I think his throwing got better towards the end of the season. Or it was good, and then he got hurt, right? But then on top of that, when you look at these list of names and you're outside of the top 10, right? When you're just looking at these names, you're like, okay, I mean, who's got the best chance to do anything here? And I'm not even against you here having him at 11. I got a couple guys that are a little bit higher than you, and that you have a little bit lower, obviously.
Right.
And I could have pushed him out of the top 10, but I was like, you know what? When I'm looking at these names, I'm like, I feel safer getting him because I think the upside, him scoring 50 points a week when he's healthy and finally clicking, and Kmet was a serious threat, at one point. Hell, he was a stream. I picked him up and streamed him, whatnot. But he looks good and he will run. That's the other thing. He'll run. He can throw. He's getting better by the year. We'll see how he goes. But I think, you having him at 11 isn't like a stretch either.
I don't want him at 11, though. That's the thing. Yeah. I got him at 11 because everyone else has him so much higher.
Where would you put him then?
I would probably put him
behind Prescott, Cousins.
Yeah, I would probably feel more comfortable with him around 17 or 18, honestly.
17 or 18.
But part of me also feels like, am I missing something? But I saw a decent amount of Chicago football last year, and I watched this guy play, and I just didn't see it. He's got a lot of games of under 200 yards passing. Yeah. And I get it, yes, the rushing, but how much longer before he pulls an RG3 and he gets hit and he's out and he's done?
Just stay elusive, my man. Just stay elusive.
And some people tell me you can't judge him based off of this, but tell me one good Ohio State quarterback that's ever played in the NFL. I'll wait because you can't name one. There's never been one. So that's why I'm not big on him. Just the history of that position at that school in the NFL. Great college quarterbacks, but being a great college quarterback is different than being a great NFL quarterback. So,
right. There you go.
And you gave me you
gave
me your 11.
So there you go. There's 11 through 20 or 20 through 11.
20 through 11. That's what we got for this episode. Let us know what you guys think about that. Shoot us over an email, strikeupbeer@gmail.com. Tell us what you think. We're curious to hear your thoughts, but we'll be back for our next episode. Make sure you check out part 2. That's going to be quarterbacks 10 through 1. I have a little bit more to say about those guys because they're better, right?
They're better, and they know it.
They're just better players. Everyone knows they're better players, and these are the players you're really going to be drafting. So, but thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you. We love you guys. Make sure you drop that follow, and if you're feeling nice, give us that 5-star review.